back again to do a little recording of us doing a reaction video that my friend over here, Voodoo, decided to be like the main theme. Not sure exactly what it is. He hasn't told me yet fully.
Yes,
But like,
sir.
just vague information. But like, you got the stuff ready, right?
I got the stuff ready.
Okay, cool. But like, I am awaiting to see whatever the hell this is.
All right, but first, I got 2 videos for you. All right?
Mhm.
I need you to pick
Okay, so
number 1 or number 2.
okay, I'm gonna guess. Let's start with 2.
Gotcha.
Let's start with 2.
2 it is.
Just to show you, I pull trigger. Okay. No, that's anything on what could cause that.
Oh wait,
Maybe,
you might be on to
did you try
something.
manually putting. Okay.
You might be a genius.
Sometime. Well, hopefully that actually works, cause A.
Well, I'll be damned. There it is. You're a genius.
Working?
Resident
I'm waiting,
genius.
I'm waiting for it to show on my end, though. Come on, show up on my end. Okay, I'm seeing it loading. Come on. Hey, we got it.
Hey.
Let me put the volume up because it sounds like it's possible. Okay.
Is it
Is it
paused
playing
for you?
It's paused for me, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I paused it. So you can see like everybody just
Okay.
sitting up there, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
I'm Claire. I'm from Huntington Beach, and
Well, we'll start it over. We'll start it over so you can get the gist of it.
I am a girl.
Okay, okay.
I am a girl. I am a girl.
I am a girl. I am a girl.
So I'm Claire. I'm from Huntington Beach, and I'm 24.
I'm Hania. I'm 26, and I'm from Inglewood.
I'm Sang. I'm 23 and I'm from Long Beach, California.
I'm Mia. I'm 19, and I'm from Pasadena.
The one guy at the
I'm
end.
Celeste. I'm 19 and I'm from Culver City, California.
I'm Casey. I'm 18, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
My name is Natalie, but you can call me Nat.
Holy shit.
We moved here for work, but yeah.
Oh, he's doing that.
All
VR shit
right.
with
What
that
you
voice.
think? What you think about that one? What you think about that one?
Yo.
What you think about that
Okay,
one?
that's convincing as hell. That dude got that voice that will trick the shit out of you.
Hey.
For the most part, my technique coming in with it is like a more masculine take on it, because if I was too girly, then it would be too obvious.
What's everyone wearing?
I'm in some sambas.
Let's
black
give that
jeans, and,
tomboyish
like, a
girl
regular
voice.
Mm-hmm.
from Zara.
I'm wearing Levi's, a like bodysuit, and then dunks, and a little cardigan too.
I'm wearing like a purple skirt, and, like a white off-the-shoulder top, kind of.
Let's go, like, what's everyone's shoe size?
Ooh, I'm a size 10.
10?
Yeah, 10 in women's.
How tall
and
are
men.
you?
5'10".
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, so that makes sense.
I'm a short girly. I'm 4'11" without these heels on.
Whoa.
On a good day, I'm 5'4" though.
Yay, somebody shorter than me. I feel happy.
I'm dead.
Thank you for being short.
I'm a size
Mm.
like 5. I'm 6
Mhm.
foot, and I have a shoe size of 9. So
I like how we all.
Yo,
just
your
tried to
voice
share.
is tripping me off.
Hey.
Can I ask you guys something?
Yeah.
What's like your biggest insecurity?
Ooh, good question. Hard
Ooh.
I was suspicious of Hania at first, just because she seemed to be asking a lot of the questions and having a large role in the discussion.
I got a big old forehead. I'm coming for everyone with a regular
That laugh.
forehead. 'cause y'all sound like y'all
I'm
got
the
regular
worst.
forehead. Like I'm getting regular forehead energy here.
I mean,
laughing was
the
a
sculpts
big
of
thing
them
for me. They were
foreheads.
laughing a ton, and I was trying to like. It just didn't work. So yeah, I was trying my best. I think the biggest.
He's
thing for me
doing
is
pretty
I
decently.
have it on my face and my back, and it's pretty bad, especially when I want to go to the beach. And so it can be pretty annoying.
I have
Yes, you
another
do that.
question. What's your like usual go-to style?
For me, Nat, I think I would say like an urban, like comfy style. I'm not super fancy as a person, so yeah, I'd say urban comfy.
Whatever's.
I can close my eyes and this man will deceive the heck out of me.
Hey, that's the point.
Like timeless, wearing timeless, like.
That's a skill.
Hey, he got that VR chat voice.
It works out.
What did you guys want to be?
Yes,
when
he
you were, like,
does.
little?
I want to be able to do that, but like a dude voice version.
Same.
I want to do the
really loved
reverse.
animals animals.
Hey.
Still love animals. I was a horse.
Boy, do I have a video for
Yeah,
you.
Actually, I have horses back in Washington. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
One
I
of them's
love
name is
that.
Scooby Doo. It's great.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I love
He's
that.
adorable.
Okay, he's
I
yeah,
assembled like a
he
speech
is
for certain questions,
fitting
but there were certain questions that were just completely
to
off
this
what they
dynamic
were,
of
like, off the
women.
page. Like the horses thing. I just jumped in as soon as I could. I'm like, yeah, I have horses. I don't have horses. I don't have horses.
For me, I've always wanted to be like a singer, songwriter. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Can you sing? So I'm assuming you can sing.
Yeah, I do. I write my own songs and I like release them.
Oh,
Okay, so we're gonna be like your first fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us after.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna be
Casey's
honest. I have a
voice is
hard
kinda
time clicking with
high,
girls like
so
this. I
it
can't.
did
I'm
make
more
me
of
little
a.
suspect. I'm like, she's kinda
I
sounds
get
like
along
a
with guys more. I
princess from a
can't do these
Disney movie.
conversations.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I really can't. I struggle.
And that doesn't.
I mean, I feel like they're just talking about. Wait a minute. I feel like they're just talking about like themselves, right? Or at least right now, they're not even like.
Not they're talking about like. See, look at this. My ass already done forgot what the hell they were talking about.
They're like. Let me think. What were they talking about? What's something you like to do? What's something you enjoy
Majority
doing?
of the time, play games and draw.
Well, there you go. You like to play games and draw. What kind of games you like to play?
Pretty much Genshin.
What do you like?
Chill games.
Okay. Is there a reason that like you like Genshin more than like other gacha games, or like? Is there a reason you like?
I don't know. I just like the fantasy. I've always liked things that remind me of anime and just fantasy settings.
Okay. So do you do any
That's
like?
pretty much why.
Okay. Do
Mhm.
you read like any fantasy books or like?
Do I read? Hilarious. No, I don't. I occasionally
Nice.
read.
I'm dead.
I read on a good day, pretty much. I read on a good day. My brain just gets so distracted. I'll try to sit down and focus, and my brain's like, okay, this is seeming kind of interesting. Okay, things are getting a little too wordy now, okay? Brain is like drifting. Move. Brain starts to drift. Brain starts to drift off into space, okay? Like, I'm getting the concept, I'm getting the topic, but if it's not grabbing my attention, I will put that book to the side. I took the time and actually bought a book.
Okay.
A friend recommended to me, and it was a murder book, okay?
Did you finish it?
Am I not supposed to say that word? I don't get here.
No, yeah, you can say that. You didn't? How far did you get?
I got like, what, 2 pages?
I'm dead.
2 pages.
I'm deceased.
Okay, they were talking so much about the names. Like, I'm pretty sure the book is interesting, but like, it wasn't catching my focus. Okay, so obviously it wasn't to my taste. Like, if I like the first book that I ever read that really like not ever read, but like that actually got my attention was a book that my mom got me years ago. It was about the Invisible Man. It was like a whole thick book, you know, as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you see a book thicker than like those like what 5.
Yeah.
The average page for like they would give kids.
Yeah.
I was not wanting to read it, but she forced me, and I actually sat down and read it, and oh my gosh, it got me hooked. I was reading that book like several times because I liked the mystery, suspense, and the characters were interesting.
That's so sick.
And it didn't drag off things too much. Like I'll be willing to read books, but some books just be kind of boring. Okay.
Now I want to show
It
you
be just-
something.
A good chunk of it just be about names.
We just participated in an exercise. So you remember?
Oh my god, you got me started.
I got you. I got you good. You remember how you just said you can't talk like they like how they have conversations?
Mm-hmm.
So we started all the way over here. I asked you, what do you like to do? That's all I said. And then you said anime and art. And I was like, or you said games and art. And so I was like, oh, what kind of games do you like to play? And then you were like, Genshin. I was like, oh, why do you like Genshin so much? And then you started telling me about how you like cozy games, how you like anime style games. And then I was like, oh, you like fantasy elements. And then I grabbed onto the fantasy element. I was like, oh, do you read fantasy books? And then you were like, no, but I do like other things with fantasy aspects. And then we started talking about that. It's the art of conversation. See how that worked?
Well, yeah, that's true.
We just
like,
had a
at least
whole
with you, I
conversation.
feel like I can have a natural, consistent conversation. I cannot do that with random people I do not know. I can't. I can fake it for a good couple of minutes, but after a while, I will be drained of the conversation and hate the fact that I talked to any of them. I don't
I'm
hate
dead.
them. I just hate
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fact
nah,
of the
I
mood
get
of the
what you mean.
conversation because it feels forced.
Right. Okay.
But I see the study. I get.
Mhm,
should've got
mhm,
that.
mhm, mhm.
And then I got to UCLA and took chemistry. And I was like, oh, we gonna switch that around to something else. Yeah, I was like biochem. I was like, oh, absolutely not. I'm a stand-up comedian now, though. That's completely different than where we started.
It was almost like when you know somebody's lying because they explain too much. That's what it was like. Okay, she planned this script out pretty well. So did you guys go to school, like college or anything?
Yes, I went to UCI, Irvine.
Oh.
I graduated from like a small little school in Boston. It's called LaSalle, but it's not really well known. But yeah, so I was over there for 4 years.
LaSalle?
And then this is like my first full year being back.
That sounds kind of suspicious.
Oh.
Hey, do you think I'm gonna win this episode? Be sure. Wait. Hey, do you think I'm gonna win this episode? Be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get back to the video.
Ooh.
Wait, who got voted off?
Okay.
It was a 3-way tie.
Oh,
Hold on,
three-way.
hold
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, okay. So they were suspecting him.
Yeah, only one of them suspected him though.
Oh,
It was
okay.
tied between the black girl, the girl in the white shirt
Mhm.
next to the guy, and it was somebody else. I forgot.
Oh, with the skirt. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta pay. I gotta recognize their faces. I swear, my brain just
Oh,
whoop. Focus.
Yeah, for me, it was over the summer before ninth grade,
Focus.
and I was getting ready to go to track practice, and then it just happened, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm a woman now. I was kind of behind everybody
What?
else, so I knew it was.
Oh, they're talking about because they're trying to figure out who the
Okay,
girl is.
periods, okay.
Yeah.
Grade bathroom, and I was
Okay.
freaking out, and my friends were outside. So when I got home, I told my mom, and she just like shoved me a pad and said, "Hey, try that. Like, put this on, and then here." She never. I don't know. It's like maybe it's an Asian thing. She's just never talked to me about it.
I think I was in 7th grade.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm
I
not surprised
was
people be
at
doing that though.
home, And I like went to the bathroom and I saw that there was blood, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to call my mom for some reason, so I called my cousin. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, help me.
And you
so-
never had to talk or anything either.
I did, which
Oh.
was like the funny part.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I don't know. And then I eventually told my mom like after her. But yeah, my cousin was the first one that knew. So
I was in 7th grade math class, and it was super awkward.
Mm.
I was basically sitting at my desk. I felt a really weird
Oh, I see what he did.
sensation below my stomach, and I was really confused because they were talking about interesting stuff in health class before that point. But eventually, I just ran to the bathroom because I just didn't feel good.
Okay, there's no way one of you isn't a girl. That's
I
crazy.
had no idea about anything involving periods or anything like that, so I just went with it.
I just started lying.
You
I just came up with some shit.
listen.
I have
He-
really
everything he
insane
said was just
cramps,
about right.
So I have Midol on me at all times.
But that's online for you.
At all times, I have to have it.
how do you know your period? Like,
Oh,
how do
I
you know
don't-
when your
I don't
period's
have-
coming?
I don't
I
take
have
medication
really
with
bad
me.
lower back pains,
yeah.
and I'm like in pain for like 2 days before, and I always get the same pimple around my lip area,
Oh, same.
like
I get
right
one on my
before my
cheek.
period.
Is anyone irregular?
Well, I started birth control, and like it's really screwed me up. Like I started the Nexplanon, so that's something another girl like a girl would
Specific?
know.
That's
Specific.
Has anybody had any like scary experiences that they associate with being a woman? Oh
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
man.
100%.
Oh, let's see.
It's really disgusting, kind of what happens.
Anything you want to
just
share?
Existing as a woman. One time at a college party, a guy talked to me.
Ah,
for,
wait,
like, 2
let me let her
seconds,
finish
and
speaking
then the
first.
Next day,
Mhm.
I found out that he was telling everyone that I slept with him.
What?
Ah,
You
okay, that's a
say
typical
yes
thing,
As a
yeah.
woman, you're a whore. You say no as a woman, you're a prude. If you're somewhere in
Mm.
between,
Yeah.
people still find a way to hate you. So
Preach to
Hmm,
it.
that's
yeah.
true.
I would say like the
Sheesh. All right.
hypervigilance.
What's
Mhm.
your story? Do you have any negative
Oh,
experiences
okay.
being a woman?
Unfortunately, I have a couple. Yeah. Let
Mm.
me think. So pretty much, I'm gonna go based off on what she said. You know how she said like when you 1 minute when you try to like say yes, like usually by default, unless I like the person, I will just say no. But I will obviously be polite about it because
Right.
there's no reason to be aggressive unless they're
Yeah.
like, freaking hounding you.
Facts.
But like the thing is like, especially at an early age with guys, I'm guessing because I don't think they're like a lot of them aren't taught how to interact with girls or like they
Right.
learn some shit vaguely. So they'll take like any kind of, I guess, action, like you're being polite to them. Oh, she likes me. I'm like, no, I'm just treating you like a person. That's all there is. I don't like you in that way. I just like you as the person you are. And sometimes they will just take that and just jump at you and be like, oh, she likes me. Oh, I can touch her. I can do this and that. I'm like, there were instances where like guys would be pushing for hugs,
Mm-hmm.
and like they just doing the hug so they can cop a feel. But like to be more on the topic, there were times where I would like just be walking the street, just normally just going shopping, and then I would have like this random ass dude just be trying to like call me out. And then like I don't know him. Two, I don't need to respond to him because I don't know him. And then because you don't respond, they'll be like, "Oh, you a bitch. I ain't like you anyways. You ugly as fuck in the first place." I'm like, the fuck? If I was ugly, the hell you trying to talk to me for? Because apparently I was pretty enough that you wanted my attention. But like, you don't respond, you're a whore. You ignore them, you're a bitch. You give them recognition, they're like, oh, great. But then like, when you don't want to reciprocate what they were trying to go for, you're still a bitch or a whore.
Wait. I have a question. The one that you just described, have you tried that?
Mm-hmm. Well, which one?
The one that you just described.
You gonna have to. I
The-
said a lot
like-
of stuff.
Like when you talk to him, but you're like
Mhm.
not pursuing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You've tried that.
Ah. Well, like explaining that to them?
Yeah. Before
Well, yeah, usually I would
it was too
explain that
late.
to them. Oh, before it was too late. Well, a lot of these situations tended to happen more, like where the guy would get aggressive, would be towards more of like random guys on the street. But like, for instance, if it was like a friend, but like, say like I would directly tell them my specific interest, okay,
Mhm.
and they would actively see the type that I would be interested in, but then they would still try to go towards me, and I would tell them in a very calm way, unless they try to like push the topic. I'm like, nah, I don't see it that way. Okay, so best example, I had a friend,
Mhm.
and I guess some people would say in how I phrased it, it was like be my fault. So pretty much, it was about the topic of like, hey, will we ever like? It was about possibly moving in together.
Mhm.
But I always told him that like beforehand that I've never felt comfortable living with a guy unless I was in a relationship with them or unless the guy was gay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So like one, I'm in a relationship, I have the security and the comfort to be in the same space as him.
Right.
If he's gay, I already know that he's not gonna come towards me.
Right.
Okay. So
Okay. Wait a
when
minute.
he
Wait
asked
a
me-
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What? Ooh,
Hold
okay.
on. I got a question.
Mhm.
I want us to think about something for a second.
Okay, sure.
So, you have a guy, right?
Mhm.
Let's say you know that road meme where it's like a road and then it like splits off like that? And there's like two paths.
Mhm.
So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're working with today.
Okay.
So we got these two paths, right? You got one road that way, you got one road that way. You got this road that's the the first road. Over here, we're driving up this road. And we got right here. And you told this man there is only two ways that I'm going to live with another man. Be it in a relationship or if he's gay.
Mhm.
So right now, we're right here, and we got a decision to make. So let's pretend we're this guy for a second. Is this guy gay?
No, it's not. As far as I know, at that time, no.
Gotcha. Does this guy talk like he still intends to room with you?
Okay, note this is a past friendship, so we're not friends
Right.
anymore. So, at the point, I'm guessing he was still kind of like in that mindset of, yes, rooming with me still. During the beginning of that conversation when it was brought up.
So, by process of elimination, we can see that the guy only assumes that there is one route forward. So in his head, this is where we're heading. Because you gave him two options.
Going straight to that clearing.
You gave him two options. You know he's not gay. He know he not gay. So really, you only gave him one option. Now, I'm not saying that this is your fault. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying, well, I am saying it's your fault, but for different reasons. I'm not saying that this, I'm saying that this is a bad idea. I'm saying you should have been like, nigga, fuck you, I ain't living with you. That's what I'm saying. But when you say it like this, it opens up the opportunity for misinterpretation. But if you was like, fuck you, it wouldn't have no misinterpretation. See? Easy peasy.
Well, yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying with that. It's just like, I wanted to give him a clear understanding in general, like a general aspect of like what I would feel comfortable with. Like, I get what you're saying, because I did have the thought that he would interpret that, oh, because I said that, that means he would be a potential. The thing is, like, it wasn't directed towards him when I said these options. I said, in general, where I feel comfortable to be living with another guy is like, either he's got to be in a relationship with me. No, I'm not saying that I'm interested in him. It's just
I get what you're saying.
But you know, it's just general meaning, or he would have to be gay. But he took it, like you said.
Yeah.
It gave him a misunderstanding of thinking, okay, so that means she might like me. That's not that's the main issue. He took what I said and was like, okay, so she might like me. I'm like, no. But the prior information of what I said is that, because beforehand I always told him that I'm not interested in I'm not interested in getting into a relationship, and there are specific people who I'm attracted to, which already kind of like marked him off the possibility. So in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, so he should get those clear understanding that he's not an option.
First of all, that's not clear. Clear is called nigga, fuck you, we're not dating. That's what clear is. Clear isn't this.
Okay. That's not like an excuse.
This not clear. Okay. Clear is this is what hold on. I'm gonna show you what clear is.
Because the thing is, like, sometimes like women we don't want to be fully direct. Like, we'll give the guys a hint, or at least tell them like our general interest, but then when we tell them that we're not interested, then they start acting weird towards us, get defensive. Depending on certain guys, they'll get defensive, get distant from us, or just completely just ditch us as friends, and then the friendship just ends. You know what I mean? So this is sometimes why in certain cases women try to like balance it out. Like, no, I am definitely not trying to play with his feelings. I never gave him any hint or any kind of like thing that would cause him to think that I had an interest in him. So I was pretty much direct in what I was interested in. I know they've said they don't take hints or what's this?
It's a sign.
We not date. Okay. We not date. Okay.
You know what this is?
But
You know what this is?
mm-hmm.
This is a clear sign. It's a sign, and it's quite clear what this sign means.
Okay.
There's 3 words in it. There's 3 words in this sign. We no date. Ain't but one meaning. These 3 words can only mean one thing. We
Okay.
no date. See, this is the problem. Y'all, you think men are not as smart as you think they are. You gotta treat men like they stupid. You gotta like, you know when you give a baby, you can't give babies like toys with small parts because they might choke on them. That's how you gotta treat
Yeah.
guys. You gotta be like, okay, under normal circumstances, if I say I don't usually like, let's say I don't like women over 6 foot, right? And I have a female friend that's like 6'2". Under normal circumstances, it would make sense that she in her head goes, all right, he don't like me. But guys and girls don't exactly, the way that a guy's friendship works with other guys and the way that a girl's friendship works with other girls is very different. So like girls will talk about, let's say, their feelings with each other, but guys will talk about, let's say, their day. So they might talk about like how things went at work, traffic that morning, how he slept or some bullshit like that, right? They talk about stuff. And so the problem is when you take a guy, here, I like drawing. So you got a guy, let's say this is a guy friend group with 4 guys in it. Then you got a girlfriend group with 4 girls in it. And let's say these people, they're talking about feelings and they're talking about stuff. The problem that I feel like guys run into is that when you take a guy out of his friend group and you take a girl out of her friend group and they try to communicate with each other in their own group, guys tend to talk about stuff with their girlfriends. And that's why I feel like a lot of times girls feel like girlfriends will oftentimes feel like guys don't have emotions because they always talk about stuff. But that's what we talk about when we're in our guy groups. That's all we know how to talk about. We always talk about stuff. Girls always talk about feelings. So let's say, for the sake of the argument, always talk about feelings. So when she comes over here and she starts talking about her feelings, he gets confused because he's like, wait a minute, my guy friends don't communicate like this. Why is she telling me about her feelings? So then he feels like they're being intimate. He's like, this is more than a friendship because inside of a friendship, I talk about stuff. We're not talking about stuff. We're talking about feelings. So this is not a friendship. This is something else. Now, on the flip side, a girl oftentimes feels like their boyfriends will be yapping about a lot of stuff that doesn't have anything to do with anything. Be like, oh, my boyfriend's always talking about the game, or he's always talking about cars, or he's always in the garage, or he's like always doing something. But in his friend group, that's how they communicate. They talk about what they're interested in. They talk about stuff, and that's what they do. But when you take a girl who doesn't usually talk about stuff and put her with a guy who does usually talk about stuff, she's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. He just keeps yapping about stuff. And so I feel like a lot of times we have to figure out, we have to understand these things about each other, and we have to like understand where the other side is coming from so that we can be more like helpful in the facilitation of that conversation, right? So, for example, where I said, what did I say? So in my experience, guys tend to, okay, first of all, this is me and you right now. If a guy is hollering at you on the street, the worst thing you can do is ignore that nigga. Please don't ignore that nigga. You be like, you can look at him, be like, hey, you know, I'm not interested, da 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 da. Please don't ignore that nigga. That's how you get beat up. That's the worst option.
But the thing is that
that's the worst option.
When it comes to that, it's so confusing because like when you interact with them, then they think, okay, let me persist, but you tell them like you're not interested, but then sometimes that doesn't work and they still keep pursuing. So the only other option is to just walk away. Because it's like, I get what you're saying, but like it feels like no matter how you respond, depending on the guy, you don't know what the reaction is going to be. It's either he'll just leave you alone, okay. I'm gonna be honest. I know it's like legit depending. Like, okay, so some guys will just be like, okay, so she doesn't like me, I'll leave her be. But like in more cases that I've had since when I growing up in general, I would have a guy. I'm like, no, I'm good. They're like, oh, okay, they'll call you a bitch or just look at you funny. But then sometimes I've had a time where a guy try to like follow me, and I'm like, I don't know, you leave me alone. Like the thing is like, I would like it if certain guys who act like that,
okay,
if the
hold
girl's
on.
already ignoring you.
Continue.
Oh, okay. So like, if a girl's already ignoring you, I think of it like this: if you have a random person that you do not know suddenly walk up to you out of nowhere, do you usually just like, and they're like very persistent, would you be like, oh, comfortable with that, or would you be like, okay, this person seems a little off, I just want to be left alone, leave me be? But guys in those situations, they're just thinking, oh, keep pursuing. Maybe she's being hard to get. That's not the case. You're a stranger.
Okay, wait a minute.
Your actions is freaking her out.
Okay. You're making a lot of assumptions that I feel like are dangerous.
Okay.
So, can you repeat what you just said? Could you just like...
repeat as much as I can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so pretty much, I've dealt with certain situations where a guy would like talk to me. I'll probably say hello, you know, if they don't give me that hostile energy. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'll be polite, but I will still keep walking.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about how I would go about this scenario, and you can tell me if it would work or not.
Okay.
So,
I don't know I don't know any foolproof ways on how to avoid this. You just
I mean, I don't either, right? Because like the way that I'm thinking about it, right, is because so when you said if somebody walks up to you and just starts talking, I would love that. Like as a guy, people don't talk to me. Like when I go outside, I'm damn near invisible. Like people don't talk to me when I go outside. I would love it if somebody came up and started talking to me. That shit'd be great. I eat that shit up. So like if you said if somebody just walks up to you and starts talking, I'll be like, hell yeah. So that's where like that's why there's a difference, and I kind of want to understand, like I don't want to misinterpret anything. I want to like understand what you're saying. And like if something that I'm thinking would actually work, or if it's something that you think would actually work, like from your experience, because that's not something that I have any experience with. But
oh yeah, I definitely can understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So like,
Because what you say is right. Because like with women's experience and guys' experience, I've heard like other guys say like they would love it if a random person or whoever in general just like have like a decent conversation with them and try to get to know them or whatever. Because like you said, because guys don't really have that kind of
yeah.
thing. But the thing is that with women, we're always approached. And
Right,
not all-
right.
Like a good chunk of the time, the approach that we get from people is not a good approach. It's
Exactly.
harassment. A good chunk of the time, a good chunk of the time is pretty much harassment, or the occasional person who's just asking you for directions or just trying to be polite. But a good chunk of the time, sometimes what puts us on guard is more of the harassment, and it kind of feels like a PTSD situation to the point like you will see some women be like legit scared when a guy
Yeah, I've seen
comes
that
up to
before.
them, because
Yeah.
it'll take one or two guys who gives them a bad reaction that makes them kind of scared of a good chunk of other guys in general approaching them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
My
It's kind of
problem.
like a PTSD situation.
I get it, but like it don't. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so let me show you how I see it. So let's say
Okay.
I'm a guy, right? I'm a relatively small guy. I'm 5'6". I'm like 125 on a good day. As far as guys go, I'm a pretty small guy. So this is me. I'm maneuvering through the world as a small. Let's say I'm the smallest guy. I'm maneuvering through the world as the smallest guy, and then a bigger guy who can undoubtedly hurt me says, "Hey, small guy, the last thing I'm gonna do is ignore that nigga. Because when I do, that nigga's gonna beat my ass because I ignored him."
Okay.
So, like, when girls say, "I just ignore," like, that sounds like the stupidest shit. No offense to you, but to me, that sounds like the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Like, why would you ignore somebody that threatens your life? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you ignoring this man?
The thing is, I get what you're saying. It's like we don't know, because it's this chance of, is this guy trying to do harm to me? Especially, it's not like I want to act like that towards guys. Usually I treat guys pretty like the same way I would treat women, as long as they're not acting weird towards me. I'll say hello, I'll be polite. They want to have a nice conversation. As long as they're not getting overly personal with me and trying to kick it to me, and like actually will like accept the denial, and they can be off on their way, I'm perfectly fine. I'll treat them just like any other person. It's just the ones who act too are aggressive are the ones that kind of like start up the whole fear situation that makes you kind of like, you don't know where to and what not to do, because you don't know how this person is going to respond. Either they'll be chill or they'll be aggressive, and usually women think they're going to be aggressive, because there's been a lot of times that the ones who be directly walking up to you, depending, will be aggressive towards you. And it's like, we don't know. It's like a 50-50. Will he be aggressive? Won't he be aggressive? Will he leave me alone? Or won't he leave me alone? It's just like, what is the best solution? So sometimes you think, if I don't acknowledge him and I just get my ass out of there, I'll probably be fine. But if I do acknowledge him and I make it obvious that I'm not interested, sometimes the guy will still keep persisting. And because I gave him that leeway, now he's going to keep having a conversation with me, even though I am telling him I am not interested in being in a relationship or any kind of hookups. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
It's more of like a freaking maze game of trying to like assess the situation.
No, okay,
And
look.
it's like,
I'm gonna take all of the walls out of the maze game for you right now. You treat men like they're stupid. So,
okay.
If this guy, you don't know this guy could be anybody. But like you said, he might be aggressive. Worst case scenario, this guy is aggressive. Right? This guy is bigger than me. He's aggressive. He is a threat to me. Right? So, how do you think he would feel if he says something to you? He said it loud enough that you heard it. You definitely heard it because you heard him. And you chose to ignore him. How do you think that's going to make an aggressive person feel?
More aggressive.
Right? So why would we think that ignoring them works?
It's that fear, man. It's that fear. It's like, I don't know, because you came at me aggressive, but then you still keep talking. I just want to leave.
But
It's
you're
more like, I just want to leave. I know
I
you're
hear
making
you,
it worse. I
but
get it.
you're
like,
making
no,
it
but look,
worse.
Wait. Listen to me. Usually, I'll at least acknowledge. I'll be like, hello, and I'll just keep going. Or I'll just like, nod my head or just keep going. It's just when the situation was just like, it's all of the defensive mindset of past issues of bad interactions that makes it seem more like I just want to not be here.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's treated more like it's a defense mechanism. You just want to get out because you don't know his. And then it doesn't help with like a lot of situations where you see on the news, and it tends to be a lot of things when it's relating to guys doing something to a woman, which makes the whole fear even stronger. It's not that I want to have the fear. It's the fact that there are people out there who have done stuff that makes the fear stronger, which makes people want to stay away from that, which heightens the whole fear.
So now I have a question. Is that fear something that you can overcome? Do you think it's something that you can overcome?
I can overcome it. It's like, it's not ever going to go away by default. As long as there are people who act like that, it will not ever go away. I can, like I said, I can react with guys pretty normally. It's just the ones who get aggressive and won't leave me alone are the ones that kind of like bring back that negative feeling, which kind of makes me retreat back into myself, and I kind of like avoid the person. Because I will like, so say for example, I had a situation where there was this guy, like, no, in the work situation, I like to keep to myself, okay? And people pretty much know this by default. I keep to myself. I only talk to people who I feel comfortable with. I like to go to work, do my job, go home.
Okay, but let me stop you right there.
So this guy.
Let me stop you right there. Let's not assume what other people know. So, like, when you say everybody knows this, let's not assume that. We can say that I've made this known, but it's dangerous to say everybody knows this. Because when you come across somebody that doesn't know that, then it's a problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but continue.
I've made the.
I mean, you don't have to. I understand what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm not calling you. I'm not saying that you're like wrong or like anything like that. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, for future reference, like when you're talking to other people and like in your own head, when you're like understanding how things like break down in the world, it could be dangerous for you to say everybody knows this, because then in your head it blocks out everybody that doesn't know it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, got what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Okay,
like I understand what you're saying.
It's making everyone assume. Yeah.
Right. I just don't.
In my head thought, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
But I understand. I hear
I
you.
give off, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So pretty much this is how I am in general when I'm at work. So there was this person who every now and then would say hello to me. I noticed that he would keep, I guess I caught his eye. So every now and then he would say like hello to me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna ignore him. Like, he's not being aggressive or acting weird towards me. So I'm like, hello, just being polite, He would just say hello to me every now and then. Whenever he spotted me, I would respond back to him saying hello, hi, yada yada yada. And that's pretty much as far as our our communication went. There was no like nothing else really until like one day he kind of like, I guess got the confidence to come up to me and try to like, I guess, strike more of a conversation. But like with how I am, just so you can get my perspective. But with how I am, I kind of like I said, I just like to go to work and go home. And I don't like to indulge myself with like work talk about my personal life, because I don't trust the whole personal life with coworkers, okay? Because I've seen that go bad. So I will be polite. So pretty much he at some point was just trying to like, I guess, get to know me, or he would just ask me how my day was. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing fine, yada yada yada. And he asked me a question, I responded. And that was pretty much it. I didn't go back and forth and ask him about anything. I just responded and I went off to work. Pretty much that's how it is. And then there was a time where I was like by myself, and oh shit, lag hit me.
You
and no,
good?
when I say by myself, nobody take it like a weird situation. I got hit by lag. But no, when I say I'm by myself, don't nobody take it as like, oh my god, the dude was like, ooh, creeping on me. No, I was just like at a station. I was just doing my work. And then he pops up. He spots me and he just tries to start a conversation. He was like, oh, so I noticed that you like to keep to yourself. He's like, asked me, is there a reason for it? I was like, yeah, yeah, that's just how I am. I just like to keep to myself. I don't really like to really interact with people that much. Pretty much what I told him. And he was like, oh, okay, because he was like, oh, because I was wondering, because if you were doing that because if you were in a relationship. I'm like, that's kind of a weird connection. That just sounds like a roundabout way of him asking me, like,
yeah,
oh, are you dating?
That's what it was.
Like,
You're right.
That's what it was. Because I'm like, no one asks is like, oh, you like to keep to yourself. Are you in a relationship? No, I just.
Yeah.
But in my brain, I'm just thinking, no, this is how I am. And I was like, yeah, I've been in a relationship with somebody for like a good couple of years now. And he was like, oh, okay, I see. And he was like, and that's pretty much what he asked me. And after that, kind of like I responded, went back to work. And no, I'm not being rude or anything. I just
you're good.
Had a little conversation with him, answered his question, ended it off at that. And then after some point, he kind of walked away. And then a couple of days later, he pretty much comes up to me again, catches me when I'm on my way to walk to the bathroom. And then he kind of like, generally asks me how my day was, and I answer his question. I'm like, okay. I feel like he's asking me more stuff after I already told him I'm in a relationship. I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting a little bit annoying. Answer. And no, I know there be some women who say, yeah, I'm in a relationship,
I wasn't even about to say that. I wasn't even about to say that.
Oh, okay. Okay. But like, I know people be doing that though. Like, oh, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, people that do that are stupid.
Something like a whole mind.
We don't worry about that. We don't worry about those people.
Why some women do that. But yeah,
I think that's stupid too, but
like, yeah, pretty much. It's like a defense thing.
No, it ain't. 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 It's stupid. No, it ain't. It's stupid.
But yeah, so like, I pretty much answered his question, yada yada yada. It just kind of, after all, he started giving me a weird. I noticed that he became more persistent after I told him I like to keep to myself. 2, I'm in a relationship. We've been together for years. So I'm like, why is he still trying?
Okay, right.
In my head, I'm thinking, why is he still trying? I'm like, okay. Like, I thought that would be like, not interested. I'm in a relationship. I'm good. Okay. So then a couple days later, he starts coming to me more often, and mainly when I'm like by myself, like when no one else is around on the work floor. So yeah, he pops up and then he asks me like, oh, like, I would like to get to know you better. Can we exchange contact? And he was like, is your boyfriend okay with that? And I was like, no, he's not okay with that, and I'm not okay with that either. I don't really do that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I was like, that's a weird question. That's also kind of rude to ask me that at the same time, especially if you know what your intentions are, and I already pretty much told you no.
No, you didn't. But you told him no in the girl way. You told him no in a girl way.
And I guess in girl. I guess, yeah, I told him no in the girl way. One,
yeah.
I don't hear, like, it's more of like, if someone is interested in you, obviously they would try to consistently try to talk to you. They would meet your same energy. This is what I'm thinking. Let me explain it. It's just like with a friendship. If you're interested in making a friend with the person, you will both mutually continue keeping in contact, talking with each other, sharing stuff about each other. But if one person is putting in more effort than the other, that means more likely that the other person is not interested in having that friendship with you or that connection. If it's a one-sided thing, it's no point. If it's an equal-sided thing, there's more chances. You get what I'm saying? If a person's ignoring you and not acknowledging you, but still being polite, that should by default mean it's not a mind game. It's a thing that people learn by default from the moment they learn how to make friendships and connection with another person. If the person's not reciprocating, that means you're not interested.
We're making assumptions again. I
know we're making assumptions, but like,
okay,
it just feels like that's like a common idea.
Watch. I'm gonna fuck you up with this one. All right, so you say that in friendships and in relationships, you have somebody will give a little bit, and then the other person gives a little bit, and then you give a little bit more, and then that person gives a little bit more. It's like a give and take, right? So like when you show interest, they show interest, you show interest, they show interest, and y'all just keep going like that, right? Now, you cannot say we both understand that that's how it should be. But
Yes.
we also both understand that that's not how it is all the time. We
Well,
both
yeah,
know that there are many relationships where you will have an abusive guy who does not give a lot of attention, and you have an abused girl who does give a lot of attention. That's really one-sided, but they're still in a relationship together. We both
still
agree that
together.
it's not healthy, but it still happens,
Yeah.
right? So you can't say
Unfortunately, yeah.
just because I didn't reciprocate it don't mean he might be all right with it. Like how the girl is all right, she's all right not getting attention from the guy. He might be all right not getting attention from you. You have to tell him very plainly, I don't like you. I don't want to be in a relationship. You have to say that. Like you have to be very direct. Because a guy, if you leave a crack open, he is gonna try to slide through that bitch.
Okay. But yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Because honestly, like, the reason why I tended to be like, I think when I was a kid, I was definitely more direct. Like, I'm not interested in you like that. I don't like you. I never considered you a thought.
Yeah.
I was more direct when I was a kid. But like as I gotten older, the reason why I kind of like try to phrase things differently is all because of how I've experienced certain guys not handling the rejection well, which is what causes the vagueness. Okay, I don't want to be vague, even though I feel like in my head I'm being direct that I don't want to be bothered. Okay. I feel like in my mind that this feels like the safest way to handle the situation so that I can possibly, even though it depends, I can get out of this safely. It doesn't help with like some guys themselves not handling the rejection and then sometimes get aggressive or stalkery with the woman, which causes the fear of the the vagueness or whatever it is, or the ignoring situation. It's not like I want to do that. It just feels like the option that seems to be the safest at times. I've seen guys like, if you tell them directly, if you like, I've seen where guys, you tell a guy like directly that you don't like them or whatever, and they're like, oh, you over here teasing me or whatever, you a bitch, you a hoe. I'm like, wait, when did this come from? We don't even talk to each other like this. I just now met you.
Okay, I need you. We're gonna try an exercise. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I want you to be an aggressive guy, and I'm gonna be you. And I want you to try to hit on me. How did they usually approach you?
I gotta think about that real quick. Hey, it's been a while because like I just kind of like my safe zone has been to dress like a dude. So if anything, they just assume that I'm a lesbian.
I'm dead. Hey, that works. See, that works. Ignoring people doesn't work, but dressing like a lesbian does. There you go. That works.
Yeah, that seems like it's been like the safest option so far to lessen like the freaking bothering.
There you go.
So let me see. God, this feels so cringy as hell. I feel some of these guys be brave to even approach like this at the same time. But it's awkward. But hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. How about
you?
You
Looking kind of good today.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm
I got
doing
some. I got somebody though. So.
Oh, really? But like, I can be your side piece. He don't need to know.
Yeah, you could be, but you're not going to be. That's the difference. You feel me?
Are you sure about that? I feel like you just messing with me right now.
See, I could be messing with you. Or I could be going to work right now. So how about I see you like never, and then I'll get my check and go. How about that?
I'm going to tell you this. This is a scenario where sometimes, depending on the guy, will try to deck you in the face.
And then, okay, first of all,
Can you see
you
it?
no, wait.
Okay.
So you might think that, and that's not. You're not wrong for thinking that, but this is where it's helpful because you're a woman. Because he's not gonna hit you because you're a woman. You can talk crazy to that nigga and he's not gonna put his hands on you. Nick, guys, but like, okay, I don't give a damn what you see on any social media anywhere. I don't know. Let me think. It has come up in every male friend group that I have been a part of since from like middle school, where, you know, because before elementary school it wasn't, you'll see, from like middle school to now, every friend group I've been a part of, we have discussed, if we find out that one of the guys in here is putting his hands on a woman, we're beating that nigga's ass. Like, from like 10, 11, 12, 13, guys understand that if you put your hands on a woman, you're gonna have to fight like 3 to 4 guys after that. Like, you just, like, it's good luck, brother. And so, like, I've never met a guy. No. Let me rephrase that. I don't think I've met a guy that puts his hands on women. Wait. I take that back. I haven't met someone who abuses women and that nigga didn't get his ass beat.
Oops, hands.
I don't know if I've ever known somebody that abuses women, like, straight up. There have been, like, the reason I hesitated earlier is because I have some friends, they have, like, their domestic issues, right? And it's not really, like, like, they're not, like, they, like, fight each other. He's not, like, beating on her, and she's not beating on him. They're, like, fighting.
It's like,
and so,
tussles at best.
Yeah, it's like a tussle. So it's like, I feel like that's different than, like, a guy beating on a woman. I feel like that's different if they're, like, going back and forth. So I've known people that, like, go back and forth, but I haven't known a guy that just, like, beats women. I feel like that's really crazy. I feel like if I heard of a guy that put his hand, like, you don't understand, like, that's out there. Like, in terms of, like, from a guy's perspective, putting his hands on a woman just because she said some shit is, like, that's up there with, like, I don't even know. That's just some shit you don't do. Like, I don't even know what to compare it to. That's just, like, the only time growing up from my parents, from, like, everybody older than me, and then even from, like, talking to my friends and what they say, it's like my like, the older people in my family have always been like, don't put your hands on a woman. But, and then they always be like, but if she beating your ass, you know, don't let her beat your ass. And I was like, okay, you know, that makes sense. And so it was always like, when I was growing up, it was always like, woman beater was always something that happened, like, on TV, because I never knew nobody that actually did that shit. Like, that shit is like, like putting your hands on a woman is the same as damn near, like, shooting a nigga. Like, you really have to have no morals to do some shit like that. Like, it's bad. Like, you putting your hands on a woman, you already a felon. Like, you already been to jail twice. So, like, that's really crazy to feel and so the reason that I say that is that when women say Like I've heard, and you're the only one. I've heard other women say, you know, that nigga might hit me, or like this guy might hit me. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, if that guy has any type, like any shred of like self-respect, he's not gonna hit you. Like that's not gonna happen. You shouldn't be scared of that, because that's not gonna happen. Like you want to talk about some shit, you talk about the fucking aggressive nigga walking past the street. That if there's one thing, that nigga not gonna hit you. Now walking past him, he might say some shit. He might call you out your name. He might do this, that, and the other, but he not gonna hit you. He not gonna put his hands on you. He might now the only thing I would say is that he might do that little arm grab shit. Some guys feel like that's all right. Some guys feel like they can get away with that. Personally, I'm not one of them guys. I don't be doing that. I feel like niggas that do that, kind of, you got to get them the side eye, bombastic side eye. But some street niggas will do that, and that's like on the line. I feel like that's over the line, but that's like more or less on the line. And you can even like, if you snatched away from that and like looked at him crazy, he would probably be like, "Oh, my bad." He probably apologize for it, but. Yeah. If you treat niggas like they're dirty and like they're stupid, you'll fly through life. Treat niggas like they're stupid and like you don't want to be touched by them.
So pretty much do the same thing I did when I was in high school, like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I still be cautious though. I'll still by default will always have that caution.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just a self-defense thing. So that's not ever gonna go away.
Yeah. I'm not even saying that like
I will be more direct, like in their face direct. Like not like cursing their asses out.
Yeah, I'm not saying like don't be I'm not saying you gotta be rude. I'm not when I say like fuck you nigga, I don't actually mean like fuck you nigga, right? I just mean like, hey, you know.
Oh yeah, I already figured that you didn't mean like that, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
But like I'll definitely be like a lot more direct. It's just like with the situation with the guy, the thing is like, and I know this is all from the perspective of me inside my head and my actions that I believe that is coming through with me saying I don't like to be, I like to keep to myself, saying that I'm in a relationship, and also saying, and no, like I think what didn't help, he kind of gave me a vibe that he was kind of following me, because like there was a time I was working, and then he purposely placed his he started putting his cart like within my zone area where I was working, and was just like watching me from behind.
That's kind of weird.
In all honesty, that was pretty much, I should have explained that part, but in honesty, that's what kind of like piqued my defense again. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, he probably was going to leave me alone after I had told him I'm in a relationship and I like to keep to myself. It was the follow-up of him doing that when I was working, and I turn around, he purposely placed it right behind where my workstation at. It was just working there and just occasionally looking at me. I'm just like, okay.
You know what you got to do?
Triggering some flares right there.
You got to be like, all right, let's pretend we working. You got to look up and you got to be like, you good, bro? And he gonna be like, what you mean? Be like, why you over here next to me? And then what he gonna say?
Probably act a little awkward or something, like find some kind of excuse or something like that.
And then he gonna leave. And then you get what you wanted. You'd be like, why are you like, if you question why he's over there, you like, why are you over here? Oh, I just wanted to talk to you. I don't really want to talk right now. Okay. And then he walks away. Like,
okay.
If you treat guys like they're stupid,
like I could have tried that.
It'll be okay.
I'll try that.
It'll be okay.
I'll try that.
If you treat them like toddlers,
okay,
it'll be okay. You can't give them forks. Don't give them forks. Don't give them knives.
Don't give
them anything with small objects that they can choke on. Keep them away from large bodies of water.
The fuck?
If they get angry, just give them some food. They'll be all right. It's just a little. He's just hungry. Don't worry about it.
Give him food.
After you feed him, if you like scratch his head for a little bit, he'll go to sleep. He'll be out for like 2, 3, 4 hours. You ain't gotta worry about it.
The fuck you a dog?
Listen.
You're like a whole ass animal.
It'll be all right.
Okay.
You give him a snack, you give him a
Mhm.
fruit roll up, and you put some cartoons on, he'll be fine for hours. You just
Mhm.
leave him there, he'll be fine. Give him some Legos.
Okay.
Lego. If you want to spend a little bit of money, you get him some Legos. That'll really get it. He'll spend a couple weeks on that one. You don't even need the TV at that point. You can just turn the TV off.
But like I said, but like all that gift giving sign, he's like, oh my gosh, he likes me. That's like, oh, that's a sign. That's definitely a clear sign. She definitely likes where she wants me.
Oh, you're right. I take that back.
That's too much attention. That's too much attention.
You're right. That's too much. You're right. So if you like, you gotta treat him like a stray animal. That's what you gotta do. You can't feed him.
Get out of here.
You gotta, there you go. You gotta walk around with a spray bottle of water on your hip. So every time he come over there, you just back up, get back. That's how you do it.
Okay, got you. Spray bottle key.
Yep. You need a spray bottle, and just in case the spray bottle don't work, you need to get you like, if you could get a Bath and Body Works coupon, men are scared of that. That'll run them away. They don't know nothing about Bath and Body Works. If you pull out a Bath and Body Works like coupon, or like if you start talking about Bath and Body Works, they'll leave you alone, because they're gonna be like, I don't know what's going on no more.
Oh,
and they're gonna get confused.
You're right. I could just start rambling about shit.
Yeah. Facts. If you start like, you just gotta start talking about some random shit. If you like, ooh, never mind. I was finna expose myself. I forgot. I ain't gonna expose myself like that.
Huh? What?
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after the podcast.
We're gonna keep that locked down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah. How long we been recording?
Oh, let me fix
I feel like we've been here a minute.
Oh shit! I knocked my water bottle down.
Oh, dang! It's almost 11:30.
My goodness, we went off so far.
Hey.
Off track. Well, we on track, but like, we
I
took
feel
that
like-
one thing and made a whole
and
thing
just
about
kept.
it.
I think we're gonna need a part 2.
We're gonna need a part 2 for sure, definitely.
We definitely.
Get through the
we did-
freaking video.
What are we at? 7. We made it halfway through the video. We made it
Sheesh.
halfway.
That's an ADHD hitting full blown right there. Went a whole
telling you,
freaking
babe.
monologue.
Facts, man.
Yeah, but you're right. I will try to be more direct, cause like
Mhm.
I don't know. It's the fear. It's that fear.
I feel
it's
you.
that fear. Cause I've had a time where a guy like freaking like follow me
Yeah.
after
And
I
don't
tried
get-
to like I told him no, and that's
Mhm.
where that fear comes from. Like
Yeah.
that's like, oh, I just want to get out of the situation. I want to like be in and out. I just like don't like if you acknowledge it, because you're also taught like they also teach girls like if you acknowledge their intent, like if you acknowledge them, then you're just giving them leeway to like have a reason to continue talking. To
Yeah,
you.
I've
But if
heard
you
that
ignore it
before.
sometimes.
Yeah. I heard.
And
I heard
it
like.
works depending on the person.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It works depending on the person. It's not a foolproof plan. I don't know what a foolproof plan is. Like
Mhm.
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just
Yeah.
depends. You just gotta be lucky that the person will just leave you alone after the first no.
True. Yeah.
That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, but like pretty much just to summarize with the situation with the guy, what made me feel defensive again is the fact that I told him everything. He
Yeah.
freaking kind of like felt like he was
And he
giving me
followed
stalker
you.
vibes.
Yeah.
And he followed me, so then I had to I had to talk to a manager. I'm like, hey, can you just make me go work somewhere else because I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable. So then I left that alone. I went to a different area, and then I was fine. I didn't get bothered. But then
Well,
like a
that's
couple of days
good.
later, he finds me while I'm by myself during break and was like,
Oh,
hey,
damn.
so can we, like, I want to get to know you better. Can we exchange contact? Is your boyfriend okay with that? And I was like, the fuck, is he serious?
That's crazy.
In my mind, all in my mind, I'm like, is he fucking serious? What the hell? Like, you already gave me creeper vibes by like lingering behind me,
Yeah.
and also when he also asked me that information, he was also lingering behind me, pretty close to me during that time. I'm over here trying to focus on work, and he's asked me this question. You already know what
Yeah.
your intentions are, okay? And I ain't stupid,
Mm-hmm.
and I already gave you my answer. You're asking me this. I obviously know my boyfriend would be okay with that, especially if you know you're trying to kick it to me. And I also told you I told him no, my boyfriend's not cool with that. 2, I'm not cool with that, and I don't do stuff like that. Leave me alone. And then after that, after he like did all that, I kind of like he walked. It took him a couple minutes because he was still lingering around me. And then after a couple minutes, he did walk away because I just ignored him. So I think at some point I just left the station. I went to a different floor because I was like, I don't want to be on the same floor with this person. He's making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So at some point, I did report it to like HR. They dealt with the situation. I didn't want to make it to a big deal where everybody knew it because like I'm not trying to be like dramatic about it.
Yeah.
But like I just like, hey, I just want this person. I don't want to tell them this because I don't know what his intentions are. He was already kind of giving me stalker vibes. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I wanted them to be the ones to be like, hey, someone put this about you. Keep your distance.
Okay.
So pretty much, I just kept the things under wrap. Only people who knew about it was just the HR and then like the one main manager who I told. And pretty much he left me alone after that.
Hey, there you go.
Which is what I wanted. I could have told him directly, like, I'm not interested, but I'm thinking if I said I was in a fucking relationship and I was ignoring you after that, I'm thinking in my head that would be a fucking no. But like, directness should have been
it's
more
not,
of a thing.
I mean, it's not even.
Kind of offend me.
I was gonna say it might not even be the directness. Some people like that. It sounds like that guy just didn't give a fuck. It sounds like it's like some people just don't give a fuck. Yeah, and I'm not saying like
because that's also another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like your level of directness would have changed it there because it sounds like he was just a shitty. He was just kind of one of them guys. But I'm talking like in other situations, it may help. But it just sounded like he was just a shitty guy. That's all that sounded like.
Yeah, because I'm like, because that's what I was saying. Like, because there'll be people who don't care. You can give them all the no's and all the hints and even flat out directness, and they still keep pursuing. This is where the annoyance. This is where like I don't want to acknowledge talking to you. This is where the just avoiding completely comes from. It's like
and that's cool.
Because of those ones who don't take the fucking answer.
Right. But that's cool, and that's what I am advocating for. But all I'm saying is it's rude to not speak, even if they are being rude. All I'm saying is that speak, and then if they try to shoot their shot, you be like no, and if they keep persistent, you be like I said no, and then you can walk off. From that point, you're in the clear. If they do anything after that, they just crazy. But ignoring them is gonna make it worse, or could make it worse.
Could make it worse. Okay. Yeah. That's the teetering, freaking thing of it all.
We could just be like, "Hey, how you doing? No, I'm not interested. I'll see you around," and then you're done.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if anything, I'll try and do that again because I do sometimes tend to have the habit of like, if I can feel the intention of what they're coming for, I won't ignore them.
Yeah.
Especially if I know certain ones who will be aggressive because I can feel that vibe. Because like, I guess it's like a spidey sense.
You know, it'd be really.
You can feel that aggression.
Right. You should be aggressive back, bruh. It'll be really funny. You'd be like, "What you trying to do, ma?"
Old ass dude, man.
It'd be like, "What you trying to do, ma?" It'd be like, "Nothing with you." Whatever. I don't know what they call guys. Nothing with you. The fuck? I don't know. Some shit like that. Something funny.
Okay. Yeah, I could try.
You gotta make fun of him. If you make fun of him, it'll be really funny.
That's a teetering thing. I try, but maybe not.
Nah, I get
That's
you.
with maybe not. It's a game. You gotta play it right.
You gotta gauge
if not,
it.
It can go bad.
Yeah, you gotta
gauge it.
Yeah. But all right.
Yeah.
You gonna close this out?
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to come back to this video.
I mean, you could just like do like an outro. Like we can end the video, and then we could just do another video.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sounds good. Because you said that you also want to watch another video, so we can also do that with that. Just combine the rest of this with the other thing.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yep. Okay. But like, okay, guys, as you can clearly see, we went into a whole tangent about this topic that we got from this one freaking video. We didn't even get that far, as you notice. But like, honestly, it was a pretty educational thing at the end of the day. So I learned some stuff, he learned some stuff, so it was like a mutual understanding when it comes to like, goddamn, this fucking menu, move. Mutual understanding. We're trying to understand both sides of like how girls see things and how guys see things. It's a thing that I don't know when we will ever have a mutual understanding about fully, but like, it's more of a situational thing at the end of the day.
We getting there. We getting there.
We getting there. We trying. It's gotta be both sides. Gotta try and put the effort in, and maybe we get something to working down. But like, thanks again for watching our stream. Hope you have a awesome day. Look at my menu. And thank you, Voodoo, my buddy over here who's teaching me stuff on the daily.
I try.
Well, like, have a good day. See you guys whenever we pop up again. And, bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
We move it up the side.